All right, so we're back, and our last thing for today is we're going to be looking at this Titanic data, and the question we're trying to answer is whether someone that was in first class on the Titanic was more likely to survive the sinking of the ship than a general person on the Titanic. So 32% of the people that were on the Titanic survived. So our null hypothesis is going to be that the proportion of first class is also 32%. And then our alternative hypothesis is going to be that the proportion that survive in first class is greater than 32%. This is a z-test, so you can see the formula that we're going to use is going to need a sample proportion, a p, which we've already got. That's the 0.32. And we're also going to need n, the size of the sample. So the size of the sample is everybody in first class. What you're going to do is use the count function over here, and I'm going to count how many are in first class just by scrolling through the ones that are in the class column. All right, so there are 325 of those. If we want to know how many of them survived, we're going to use the count if function. Here's how that works. Go to Titanic, boom, boom, boom. Go to the survive column and scroll through until you get to the end of first class. And first class ends right here where you see that 2. So let's see, what is that? D3 to D326. And scroll back up here. Wait, it's D2. And they survive if they're a 1. So 203 survived. That means our p hat is going to be equal to this number divided by this number. Okay, now we're kicking. Let's go get our z-score. I'm just plugging these things into that formula. So we're going to go equals, take your p hat space, subtract your p, divide by square root, hey, come on in, of p multiplied by 1 minus p divided by n. Okay, there's our z-score. You can see that it is absolutely enormous. And then let's get our p-value. The way that you're going to do this is using something called norm-dist, where you're going to take the z-score and put it in. Now you notice that we get something that's almost 1, and that's because it is doing the it is doing everything that is below this number. What we want is what's above. So we're going to do 1 minus up here. And we get that our p-value is essentially 0, telling us that there is a huge difference between the proportion of people that survived in first class and the people that survived in general. All right, I'm done. You guys can do your thing.
Mr. Quasi was saying that we can come there. I don't know if you need to like keep recording or.
No, I'm all done.
Okay. Then, all right, I can just come here, I guess.
It's okay.
I know.
Was that?
Just because we asked a couple of kids if they wanted to play this game with us, and they said that Quasi doesn't want them living in his room, so Quasi asked if we could come to his room instead.
Yeah, that's fine if you guys want to go to Quasni's room.
All right, thanks.
We'll come back here at the end.
Okay, that works.
Thanks.